Welcome to the Content Marketing Institute and Marketing Profs, B2B Research Roundtable.
So this is kind of a subtle thing I noticed this year, because I think in the past we've been talking about content marketing is the future, and now I'm hearing questions of what is the future of content marketing. It's a subtle difference, but I'm interested in what your thoughts are on what is the future of content marketing.
Well, I think we're going to see, in a perfect world. Let's
It's a movie
start
trailer.
there.
Yeah.
In a world.
But I think we have to get that marketing to sales process, and I'm trying not to use the word sales enablement because I hate that phrase. The enablement part of it just drives me a bit nuts. But I think the marketing to sales process, somehow we have to turn this whole thing into a continuum, right? We all have to work together, but we have to stop seeing this from a campaign mentality, and we have to get to the point where we can tell the story ongoingly across the customer life cycle, and it's this big circle around, and everybody needs to be on the same page, and that's what needs to happen. If content marketing can't drive that into the future, then we have a big problem.
I think you're absolutely right. I mean, we're getting asked by our sales teams who are really getting social selling and social business as a concept. They're asking the content marketing resources inside our company to come and train them on how to write blogs and how to connect with people on LinkedIn and how do I upload my sales presentation to SlideShare. And so I agree with you. I think that we're seeing that evolution happen.
I'd also like to see it be more integrated within companies. So it's not just telling that story externally, it's telling it internally. So there isn't that schizophrenic, disjointed connection between what people experience in the sales and marketing and then when they actually interact with companies. And I think even like out through HR, because I think there's a big disconnect in that kind of story that people use for recruiting and then onboarding people, and then they get to a company and here's the story that's told and it's a lot different. I think I would like to just see consistency across the board with everybody.
That's what I was going to say. I think the future of content marketing is consistency. I think it's within and outside of the company, because if they can't, if everybody inside doesn't buy it, then how are they going to buy it outside?
Well, in addition to buying it, we can no longer have all of these little silo teams. The social media team and the web comm team and the PR team and the demand gen team, and none of them ever talk to each other. I mean, how in the heck do you tell a consistent story if you don't even talk to each other? I mean, that's even worse than marketing and sales not speaking to each other.
So here's how I see it playing out. I think I totally agree with that, and I think we can sit back here and see that. But it's also hard for companies to do. And you've got a vendor community. We've got technology products. Ardath, you know this space very well. So at the moment, the big thing is everyone's kind of been working on the last few years. There's a lot of platforms have helped get process enablement. So there's the producing part of it's kind of, we're all much better at that than we were 3 years ago. We're now in the sweet spot for content distribution platforms. So these advertising platforms, ways of getting that visibility, and then I think we're just going to have wave upon wave of the next things. Like the influencer outreach is also hot, and will continue to. There'll be a lot more technology investment in that space. There will be employee advocacy platforms continuing to evolve. So there's lots of distractions, if you like, to that core thing. There's lots of things to look at and go, oh well, we need some of this, we need some more of this, and now we need this next thing, and there'll be something else after all of those. But to your point, it's that internal story thing. It's just actually, if you nail that, then everything else
but
irrelevant.
who has time for that?
And it's almost like you don't have time for that. You invest in all this stuff externally,
right?
Where if you just took some of that, it's like insurance to make sure that story's told right.
But it's also, to Todd's point, it's hard.
It is hard.
It's really, really hard.
It goes across
and,
silos.
There's disturbers.
I've been working with one company for 3 years, and it's like turning this much, and then this much, and then this much. By the time we get it full circle, I'll be,
You gotta start over.
112. but you know what I'm saying? It takes a long time to move big companies
especially in
and
enterprise.
culture and everything else. And so, whoever could create a way to accelerate that, without causing feuds and wars and things, would be wonderful, because it does. For some reason, it just takes a lot. We don't like to change. We're human beings, and we like it the way we do it,